Hey guys, it's the Prez, the betting edge with the Prez. I'm Lawrence Presman, co-founder of WagerTalk Media, owner of WagerTalk.com, SportsMemo.com, and of course the iconic Gold Sheet. Today's show: one college football, one NFL, one college basketball, and one NBA game. Tony Finn and Drew Martin joining us. It's $2 Tuesdays. Let's bring the boys in and get straight to it. Hey Drew, what are you doing this Thanksgiving weekend? Anything special?
Heading over to San Diego. My aunt and uncle live there, so a couple days there, and then right back here to Las Vegas to enjoy the Sunday at the Westgate with our boy Johnny Detroit.
Yeah, everybody, just a quick heads up. We're having a meet and greet at the Westgate on Sunday for the NFL card. I know Teddy and Koken will be there. Drew will be there. I'm sure Tony will find his way there. There will be a whole bunch of handicappers from WagerTalk and Sports Memo over there, including Johnny Detroit flying in from Detroit, of all places. I will not be there, so it's probably a good thing for you guys to stop by and say hi to the boys. Tony, you doing anything special? I know you've got about 600 children scattered around America.
I'm going with I'm going to go with Drew, San Diego. I heard they had pretty good mezcal down there, so I'm going to go with him.
Okay, or Drew could just bring you some mezcal back.
He could, but I can't. It's hard. Like the Falcons, he's hard to trust.
Oh, look at that! A segue right into our first game. Except I'm not going to take the bait. Drew, are you driving?
Yeah, I am.
Was 7 hours?
I'm hoping it's not that much. I've heard anywhere from 5 to 12, so depending on I guess a lot of different things. Hopefully it's more towards the shorter side.
5 to 12 hours. That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Guys, before we get into it, a quick, I want to take care of some business really quickly. Drew, $2 Tuesdays going over at Sports Memo today. What's happening?
Yeah, we got a $2 Tuesday at sportsmemo.com, and a guy that's hit 59% in the Champions League last year and off to a 59% start this year. A guy named Nick Borman. He really knows his soccer betting, Prez, and his top play is just $2 today at sportsmemo.com until midnight tonight. So check it out at sportsmemo.com.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Drew, all our soccer guys are so ridiculous. I mean, Pavlov, Drew, Carmine, Kevin Dolan. I mean, it's one sport that we really do so well in, and I'm thrilled to see a soccer guy as our $2 Tuesday because, you know, so many of our listeners and viewers, our customers are from North America, and, you know, they're so caught up in betting football. I mean, we've got 2 college games tonight and a whole slate of plays over the next few days. Don't sleep on soccer, guys.
Yeah, and Prez, just to piggyback on you, I mean, it's Thanksgiving weekend, you know, rivalry weekend in college football. We were going through the numbers, and it's like, man, we want a football guy. And sure enough, Nick's been so hot in soccer, there was no denying it, man. He's the hottest handicapper. So I'm tailing it. It's a great play at sportsmemo.com. Check it out. Only $2.
Yeah, and WagerTalk.com, Dwayne Bryant is our $2 Tuesday, and he's on a 9-1 college basketball run. In totals, a 9-1 totals college basketball run, and most of his plays are actually totals in college hoops. Guys, 62% in college basketball totals for the 3 years he's been with us at WagerTalk.com. So a huge shout out to Dwayne Bryant, and we do have a special promotion for him a little later in the show. Let's get straight to it, boys. Thursday night, 8:20 Eastern time. Tummies will be full, butts will be in the couch, and New Orleans will be on the road in a revenge situation against the Atlanta Falcons. Tony, we'll go to you first. New Orleans is -6.5 or 7. Total is 49, although there are a couple of 48.5s on the board. Look, New Orleans got lucky to get out of Carolina, get out of the game against Carolina last week. Carolina had first and goal from like the 3-yard line, couldn't punch it in, then missed a field goal and let Drew Brees march New Orleans down the field to score a winning field goal. There's got to be something wrong in New Orleans, although only slightly. Do you want to lay or take the points here?
Oh, if I played this game, well, Mr. President, I would definitely lay the points here. I think the first game, and there's if you believe in revenge in the NFL, there's a slight revenge factor from when Atlanta was in the Big Easy 3 or 4 weeks ago and took down New Orleans when they weren't playing very good. And then they came back, played a couple good games. Then last week, of course, Atlanta lays another egg. I would lay the points, and I trust Drew Brees. And I don't think, as you mentioned, something's wrong. I think it's just, listen, they've got a big lead in the South. It's sometimes it's tough this time of year to motivate a team that is sitting on the throne and going to be sitting on the throne in that division until week 17.
Drew, where are you at in this game?
Prez, you know, Tony brings up the fact that Atlanta went into New Orleans and won 26-9. That was right after the Falcons bye week. And sure enough, they come back the next week, beat Carolina 29-3. They were on a roll there. They changed something defensively, but just last week, Tampa Bay, they give up 35 points. Like Tony said in the beginning, you know, this Atlanta Falcons team, very hard to trust. And I think that the most recent output here against Tampa Bay is very telling that this team is not the same team of just, 3 weeks ago, that team that went into the Big Easy and came out with a win. We're getting a number under 7 here. I think that's, it is a pretty key number, -6.5 on the Saints. I like the road team here.
He's Drew Martin from SportsMemo.com. Tony Finn with us from WagerTalk.com. And guys, just a real quick reminder to everybody, as a thank you for all your loyalty, for the viewership, for the packages you purchase, for just being part of our community. We have lowered all our prices at WagerTalk and Sports Memo to $9 for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Every single package is $9. So make sure to head over to WagerTalk and Sports Memo and buy a whole slew of them. Boys, Alabama versus Auburn. Alabama on the road, -3.5. Tough game to handicap here. I just don't know what to make of Jones as the quarterback right now. I'd like to have seen a little bit more of him before this massive game. The total is 50, and I think from a defensive perspective, the under is the right way to go. But again, you've got so much talent on the offensive side of the ball. Every facet of the game can score: defense, offense, special teams. I got to pass on the side. I got to pass on the total. But it should be a fun game to watch. Tony Finn.
Rumors are that Kaepernick is going to fly down and start for Nick Saban this weekend.
Yeah, I hear Trubisky's playing for Auburn. I'm definitely on the under.
Yeah. The funny thing here is that this is a really nice matchup in a big situation for both teams. And all of a sudden this morning I read about the questions around Gus, and this is a do or die game for him. It's absolutely absurd. It's absurd. That's what you get. That is the life of an SEC head coach. If an Auburn team has lost 3 games, who they lost to? Is it 3 games? I don't know right off the top of my head, but they haven't lost to nobody's. This is a good team in the trenches, and but I trust Nick Saban a little more than I trust Gus in this situation. And I didn't play this game, didn't release this game. I'm not on this game, but I'm sure going to be watching with. I'm going to be excited about it. But I would still trust Nick. I would still believe that Alabama they must win this game to still have a chance to somehow sneak into that Final Four.
Drew?
Tony, they are 8-3, both straight up and surprisingly against the spread. And you bring up the fact of who did they lose to? Well, they lost at Florida in the Swamp, which was their true freshman quarterback's first true road start. They lost at LSU in Baton Rouge against the arguably the number 1 team in the country here by 3 points. and they lost against Georgia, another playoff team. So, yeah, who have they lost to? Not nobody's by any means. When you look at their defensive line, the best defensive line in college football, and it's not only Derek Brown, he's going to be a first-round pick. They also got Marlon Davidson there, Truesdale, Nick Coe. All these guys are going to be playing on Sunday. So it's going to be a tough ask here, Prez, for Mac Jones. His first competitive road start.
Yeah.
You couldn't really draw it up any tougher here at Jordan-Hare in the Iron Bowl against that defense, a defense that is yet to give up 24 points all season long. The Westgate in the look-ahead lines in September 9th, Prez, had this game at -17. Now it's only -3.5. Very telling there. Big change in just a matter of, 9 or 10 weeks. Overall, I don't know. It's tough to go against Alabama, like the points Tony was making, but here in Jordan-Hare with that defense, I think the underdog is barking. I like Auburn here.
He's Drew Martin, sportsmember.com, Tony Finn at WagerTalk.com. And Tony, you went 2-1 on Sunday in the NFL. Congratulations. You won your 5% play with Seattle. And you're on a 6-1 NFL run. And Drew, check out these numbers, dude. Are you ready? You need to be sitting for this. Tony Finn.
Oh, I'm already sitting.
I know, dude. Tony Finn is 34-15 this NFL season. I'm having an utter nightmare, and this guy can't lose a freaking game. 70% in NFL this year. Over 60% in 6 years of NFL at WagerTalk.com. And our best NFL handicapper by far. What Dave Koken does in college football, Tony does in the NFL. I took $100 off of Tony Finn's NFL season and playoffs. Guys, head over to WagerTalk.com. Take advantage of this offer because it's $295 for the rest of the NFL season and playoffs if you head over to WagerTalk and use the promo code TonyNFL. Drew, I asked you to send in 4 games for today's show, and, you obviously were either with a woman, drunk, or stoned when you sent me a play that starts at 2:30 Eastern Time.
The option was number 1, yes. So I didn't give a lot of time to your text message, Brett.
Hey, option number 1 is the best option out there, baby.
Oh, yeah. Really happy right now,
Okay, so there's a running theme going on over at Wager Talk and Sports Memo. Every Tuesday, the betting edge with the Prez, 2 Tuesdays in a row now. Drew has come off a night of nookie.
Yeah, it's like a Monday night thing for me. I don't know. It's a lucky thing. I'm not really sure what that's all about.
So bumble, grinder. Whoa.
Can't get into too much of the particulars, but yeah, something like that. It does start with a B.
Okay, boys, we're not going to talk college basketball because Drew sent in a game that's already started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about a game that I'm going to talk about throughout the week. We're going to go back to NFL, and I know neither of you are prepared, but this game is just so bloody sexy. Sunday night, we saw the San Francisco 49ers just eat Aaron Rodgers for lunch. They were absolutely all over him. It was the most dominating performance out of any team all year until Monday night, when the Baltimore Ravens went into LA, and I mean literally handed them the smackdown. They pulled out a camel clutch, a figure 4, a DDT. There was a suplex off the top rope, a Jimmy Superfly Snuka, a Hulk Hogan leg drop. It was unbelievable. And now these two teams face each other. Sunday, Baltimore, -6 against San Francisco. Wow. Tony, I'll go to you first. I don't think there's going to be a better game all year.
Well, yeah, I think that's a safe bet. Let's put it that way.
Is that bet available?
I don't. Well, I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can get it. Listen, you and I both know. All we have to do is go down to Westgate, and they'll make a prop on that for you.
That they will.
And, yes, and as subjective as it is, I'll make sure you win.
Okay. What do you like in this game, dude? I mean, it's crazy. Total of 46. Baltimore can put that up themselves, but man, this San Fran defense is ridiculous.
I like San Fran in this game. I think it doesn't figure. I mean, the Ravens they've been tested. This was a pretty big road game for Lamar, and this Lamar being 21 years old. He's 21, guys, 21, and his improvement to 20 from 20 to 21 should. I can't remember anybody I can compare that to. You can't even do that with Mahomes, who got the same kind of accolades last year that Jackson's getting this year. But in this situation, eventually Jackson and his teammates and even Harbaugh are going to drink their own Kool-Aid. And San Francisco is getting healthy. Kittle's played injured last week and was phenomenal. And this defense of San Francisco's is a real deal. Do not be, since they've added the rush ins, and they're able to pressure the quarterback, they're really that good. If Baltimore can keep San Francisco from scoring 24 or more, I think they have a chance to win. But I like San Francisco to win this game and cover the spread. That's just me, though.
I agree with you, Tony. I think this line is too long, and I think, you mentioned too long, too high. You mentioned Mahomes last year, and I think there's a real interesting parallel here. Kansas City had literally an unstoppable offense last year, but it did not keep going through the playoffs. Teams did catch up to them. It's a little bit different because Baltimore is running an option-style college football style offense. But, I was really shocked that the Rams did not have a spy on Lamar last night, a middle linebacker just standing in that hole. I think that was a massive mistake, and I think one San Francisco will not make. Drew, I'm like Tony. I think San Fran's the play here.
I'm with you guys. I like the points with San Francisco. San Francisco, what they've been able to do this year has been very, very impressive. Only one loss on the season so far, plus they're getting points. They are on the road here. But Baltimore, it's a shorter week for them. Just having played last night, looking very good. I think the public remembers, what they saw last, plus the fact it was on Monday night against the Super Bowl contending Rams from last year. So I'm with you in terms of the matchup, having to play zone against them. But you got to have all your defenders looking back towards the quarterback in some form or fashion, or else he'll kill you with his legs. And I think San Francisco will be able to do that. I mean, 10-1 on the year, 6-4 ATS. Baltimore 6-4 ATS as well, and sitting at 9-2. So impressive themselves. I'm not very confident in it, but I do like the underdog again here in the NFL.
And guys, I'll tell you something, and I cannot remember his name, but the defensive coordinator for San Fran is the coolest dude around. I mean, he is more excited when that team does something than anybody I've ever seen on the sideline in my life.
You're right. Now, I want to mention, and before you cut us all off and head up to bigger and better things, and that is that if there's one defense, really, if there's one defense in this league that has the speed at linebacker, the speed actually on the DL lines, San Francisco can keep. Listen, they can contain Jackson. This is a team I would trust to contain Jackson. And let's go back before Baltimore beat New England at home, a couple 3 weeks ago. And this team was 1-9. I think 1-8 against the spread at home. We were talking. They lost to Kansas City in Kansas City. They were pedestrian, and now all of a sudden they're all Supermen. So let's all calm our jets and let's see what happens. But I agree with all you guys, San Fran.
Guys, Dwayne Bryant, I told you, is the $2 Tuesday at WagerTalk.com. He's on a 9-1 college basketball totals run. He's 62% in college basketball totals in 3 years over at WagerTalk. I took $400 off of his season and madness package. $400 off. Today's the last day of that promotion. Head over to WagerTalk.com. Use the promo code DB595, DB595. Also, check out the College Football Betting Show. It's up now at WagerTalk TV, our YouTube channel. It's with Dave Koken, Teddy, and myself. And the NFL Presidential Address will be up later tonight on Tuesday night. Myself and Ralph Michaels will take apart every game on the board. Tony, let's end with an NBA game. Washington going into Denver. Denver minus 10.5, 11. Total of 227. Where are you going in this game?
I'm not going anywhere, but I looked very hard at the over in this game. Washington plays absolutely zero defense. They don't even care about playing defense. They remind me of some teams of the past, but they're very capable offensively, and they've shown that time and time again, putting up 130, 140 in one game. At the Pepsi Center, can they handle the altitude for 48 minutes? I say yes. I like the over 228, I think is the number.
Drew, do you have any thoughts on this one?
The altitude, yeah, I think that kind of pushes me looking towards the over as well. Also wanted to throw out there, Rob Vino, I believe 13-3 in the NBA, his last 16 releases. That's at sportsmemo.com. So talk about hot handicappers. Check out Robbie Vino.
He's Drew Martin, Tony Finn with us. That's the show, boys. What an absolute pleasure. I know you're both in the studio today. We're doing a lot of shows today. Johnny and his team are going to be up all night putting these shows up. I'd like to wish you both a wonderful Thanksgiving Thursday and an outstanding weekend. Best of luck to both of you. It's a privilege to host the show and have the two of you on it. I'm the Prez. Check out Puck Time. I'm taping it next.
Thank you.
Peace, guys.
Happy